Happy 100th anniversary to the Caesar salad.
Yes.
Another important milestone.
A coworker today gifted me a Caesar salad kit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Oh,
Was it one from Publix?
it might be.
Dude, the Publix Caesar salad kits, like, very off topic, but those actually slap. Those are actually so good.
It contains everything except any greens.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not that then.
It's a provide
Yeah.
your own greens Caesar kit.
BYOG.
I mean, it's kind of good. Like, it'll last a while.
So it's just like dressing and croutons. And
Yeah. And
guess
Parmesan.
peas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I liked it as a gift.
Hell yeah.
So, Val,
Yep.
welcome
Hi.
to your first but not last appearance on OnlyPod.
yes, I'm very excited about this.
Yvie, Alexander, welcome back.
What's up, dude?
Ew.
Saw, dude. So, we have a couple bona fide cocaine cowboys on the pod today.
Yep.
First
Yeah.
of all,
Huge get. Huge
yeah,
get.
huge get.
Wait, I have the
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell
Val's got a
Correct.
cowboy hat on.
yeah,
I'm not
the hat.
representing
Yeah,
Cocaine
sc-
Cowboys. I have my from the freezer forklift shirt on.
Hell yeah. One of my favorite moments on OnlyPod is when Freezer was like, I don't know if I remember her, and then specifically identified the shirt he sold to you.
And this is the one. We've come
Yeah.
full circle.
He remembers every shirt he's ever sold.
Bad with faces, good with shirts.
Yeah. So how did it happen?
Well, we were all at the barricade, and all of a sudden, this guy walks up. Now, obviously, this was their tour security, but at the time, I'm just like, oh, it's just some security guy. Walks up to me specifically, stands in front of me, and says and asks if he can like talk to me privately. And at this moment, I'm like, oh my god, am I in trouble? Like, what? I'm like trying like thinking back. I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like, did I, I'm just thinking back. I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, and I walk over and to like the edge of the pit, kind of, and he starts like, I don't know. He kind of just asked me like, oh, like who did you come here with? Like things that a cop would ask you if you're like in trouble for something. And so I was kind of just like answering his questions, and for some reason, I thought that I was in trouble for having the word cocaine on my shirt.
Yeah, you're promoting drug use.
I was like, am I gonna get like kicked out because I'm like wearing the word cocaine? And then he saw that I was very nervous. He was like, oh, you're not this is a good thing. You're not in trouble. And I was like, oh, okay. And then
Yeah.
it kind of started to click. I'm like, wait a second, maybe this like I don't know. So then the tour manager comes up, and he like introduces himself and shakes my hand and everything, and they kind of say, well, you were selected to do Cocaine Cowboys on stage. There's like a bag toss and all that, and I knew that, but they're explaining how it works, and
It wasn't your first rodeo.
yeah, exactly. So then they say, well, you can go on stage, and then your friend, you can bring her on stage with you, and we're gonna get you after A-Punk. So they said at the very end of A-Punk, we're gonna come get you. And I said, okay, that's great. And then they're like, we'll see you after A-Punk. And then I went back to my spot and like instantly melted into a puddle of excitement and happiness.
Yeah.
And then, I told Yvie, and yeah, it was very exciting.
When was the last time either of you played cornhole?
Probably like last summer at a block party, I think.
I think it's been at least like 5 years for me. It's been a long time.
I keep remembering that we showed up for the swap meet in Missoula downtown, and there was just randomly cornhole set up for free right next to it. Should have got some practice in.
Should have practiced. I know.
Yeah.
I kind of regret not like Googling like how, so I know how to play cornhole, but I was like maybe like tips and tricks of how
Yeah.
to play like cornhole or something. So then, yeah, so then as soon as like the first few chords of like A Punk happened, or like, you know, I guess not really chords, but the first like
Yeah.
I instantly was like, oh my god. Like I was just like, oh no, it's time. I was so nervous. Um yeah, and I'm sure Evie, you were also probably pretty nervous, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was trying to like bop to A Punk, but then I was like, I need to like, what if I'm gonna have to pee right now? Like I'm like so scared.
Hold the show.
Yeah. And then I was like, what if like, cause he like, I thought he would like come get us like right away, but it like took a second, and I was like, oh, like maybe he forgot, like it's not happening.
Yeah, but then he showed up and we walked with him. It was kind of cool. I felt like we felt pretty important in that moment. Like we're allowed to just kind of go through the crowd and then go around to like the, because you know we had to go through what was like the ramp, I guess, next to their buses, kind of to get to the backstage, um, and there were some people there. I don't know who they were, but they they seemed important. And then we were backstage, and backstage was pretty cool.
Security guard was like hyping us up. Like I remember like we were just like trying to take pictures and stuff back there. And he was like telling them like the VW tunnel crew, like he was like, guys, like these people were like the first people there, like they're really big fans. Like he was like trying to get them to like do something for us, which was funny. But yeah, he was cool. Shout out to that security guard.
I wish I could remember his name. I pretty much blacked out when he was talking to me. Like and I remember
All
nothing.
reaction.
But yeah, it was cool seeing like from backstage. I don't know, just to like see all the guitars and you see all the you see like the tunnel, but like from the side. That was kind of cool. And just kind of watching them from like behind them was interesting. And yeah, meeting Josh was cool, and
Is Josh as nice as he seems?
yeah, he was really nice. He was cool. He was really cool. Yeah, he asked my name. I don't remember if he said much else. I
They mistakenly got that you were from Montana.
Yes. Yeah. So, well, okay, so this is what happened. I actually when I was on a plane yesterday and I got really bored and I wrote the entire transcript of I like watched the video of the whole thing and wrote a whole transcript. And I sent it to Evie and I'm like, now we can kind of like I don't know, have it all in front of us. But but what I found, because there was things like I don't know, I guess when you're like transcribing a video or audio or whatever, you kind of hear things that you didn't hear before. And so what happened was Josh said, "Citizens of Montana welcome Val and Evie," and Ezra heard that we were from Montana. Because the problem was that we couldn't hear anything that Ezra or anyone was saying on stage, like nothing. And so I think that made things a little bit like awkward, I guess, or a little
Yeah.
like the communication was lost a bit there.
Well, I'll say, I mean, Ezra was like, take a few steps back, and you stepped forward, which at
Yeah.
the time, I thought you heard him say that, and you were being funny, which was funny.
I genuinely did not hear, I couldn't hear anything. So when I look back at that, I'm like, oh no, now he thinks I'm like a total idiot.
I know we talked to Holly after, and she was like, "Yeah, like I thought you guys were just like really nervous. Like you just seemed like super, like you were just like frozen." And I was like, "We just like could not hear what he was saying. Like it was so weird, but like we were both just like, like could not understand it all."
But yeah, so like even just like watching back, like when he said like, "Oh, like from Montana," it was just like like awkwardly like we were just kind of looking. But the thing is, I thought like we had thought maybe not being able to hear him was just like maybe we thought the venue or the way the sound was set up for that particular venue. But then I watched the Paris Hilton one, at Coachella when she was up there, and she had said, or no, he had said something, asked her a question, and then she just kind of like paused and then said something completely different. So I think like it's just, they have their in-ears, they have the sound going this way. It's like you just can't hear what's going on up there. And I don't know if they know that, but
I know
yeah.
Thundershout had a little conversation with Ezra when he went up, but
Yeah.
just different at each venue, I guess.
Could be. Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe like outdoor one, or like, I don't know, outdoor versus indoor, or just, I don't know, however it's set up. But
This is a very important moment in your life. Speaking of Paris Hilton, which is now you can say you've done something as well as Paris Hilton.
yeah, yeah.
You didn't.
I mean,
cheat.
I like think about it, and like I don't know, for some reason it, like, one of the things I did was before I shot or threw each sack or beanbag or whatever, I kissed it for good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And which is probably disgusting because who knows what those have been. But then I was like, Paris Hilton touched these. I'm like, I'm kissing Paris Hilton's bean bags. Like, this is great. So that was, yeah. But yeah, it didn't work though because I didn't make any, and neither did Yvie. So I don't know.
But you also didn't get sick from the disgusting beanbags?
No. I mean, I did get sunburn on my lip, and for a minute I thought maybe it's some sort of disease from the beanbags, but it was just sunburn, so it's all good. But yeah, so it was I don't know, it was like nerve-wracking to like throw. I don't know. I'm not
barely remember it now. Like I try to like think about it like in my head, and I'm like, I just like wasn't there.
Yeah. I watched, like I feel like I watched the video and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. There's like two people up there that look like me and Yvie, but like it wasn't us. I will say, like, I don't know, it was cool. Like I have a picture of, or I guess it's a screenshot from, because basically like what they said was when we were both up there, we would take videos of each other throwing it. So Yvie took the video of me, and at one point you can see me and like looking out at the whole crowd. So I can see you guys like looking up, like Holly looked all excited, and you guys were just like in awe, like just like looking like, wow. Like, I don't know, it was really, everybody was just like in the crowd, like smiling really big, and I was like, it was kind of a good like ego boost. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So everybody's really excited to see me throw these beanbags into a hole.
I mean, very exciting to have two people I know up there for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Yvie, you did it too.
I feel like the whole thing was like confusing because when we were backstage, like we've never had like two people come do it. We only have 3 bags. Like, you guys are gonna like each get one, and then you'll have to decide what happens to the third one. And so we had talked before, being like, okay, let's just do the third one together. Like we were like both gonna hold it, but then they, I guess, they changed their mind, but then we also like couldn't hear anything that they were saying and stuff. So everything was just like so like weird up there. We didn't know what was going on. But yeah, it was nice that they let us both have a turn, that they reward you for losing.
It was nice that, like, I don't know, it was cool that we were the first people to have 2 people at the same time do it. Like we kind of broke we started that like record, I guess, or whatever. Like we broke the record for how many people. We also broke the record for how much money they gave out.
Yeah. There was Paris Hilton and Abraham Lincoln, but you did break the record.
Yeah, but didn't they do it like, did they do it like right after each other?
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Oddly,
well,
Abraham after Paris, and it's like probably Paris after Abraham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paris Hilton had left the stage, and then they
called
up. So you guys were on stage at the same time.
We're getting really into the minutiae there.
Yeah.
The first time 2 bag tossers were on stage at the same time.
Yeah. But yeah, and then again, like when Ezra was handing us money, did not hear a thing he was saying. I just kind of I feel like we just kind of saw him like waving $100 bill like And then all of a sudden it would just be like, oh, here you go. And then I would grab it. And I like now, I don't know, looking back, like I feel bad. Like, I wish like I would have taken 200 and then you could have taken like Yvie, you could have taken 200 or like have it be back and forth. But I just like had no idea what was going on. Like
No, it
all of a
was
sudden
really
there's just
confusing.
money being thrusted toward me. Like okay. So and there was the one point where he was kind of playing like keep away with it. I don't know if you like call that, but like I hearing it afterwards, he was kind of just like, oh, should we give them like 300? I don't know. And then he's just kind of like, yeah, okay. And then he like handed it to me. Um, and then and then um and then he said like 300 is the most he'd ever given, but then they let you give him 400. And I heard like there was one at one point he was like, one guy's like, hell no, but I think you're outnumbered, sir. So like whoever that guy was,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, if you're listening, that guy, harsh vibe.
Harsh vibes. Yeah, I think Ezra can afford it.
Yeah, because how much I feel like he pulled out like a lot of.
Yeah,
bills.
he put money away after
Yeah.
Josh ushered you two out.
Like
Yeah,
a
I
fair
wonder, like-
amount.
Josh was like, "We cannot afford more than $400."
Yeah, I wonder if he had made if either of us had made a beanbag, would we have gotten more, or would it just have been the same amount, and then they would have just said, "Oh, well, this is 100 because you made it, but then here's another 300."
We got to get
Probably
somebody to
get
make a
more
shot.
if we did.
All right, Red Rocks, Dylan, Minneapolis. Pick me. I've played cornhole before.
Yeah, got to
Within
get
the
some
last
practice on.
year. I can. I have I think I have some cornhole boards in the garage, I think.
You could fit one on the flight to Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that won't be an issue at all.
it'll fit up above the seats.
Yeah. That'll be fine.
Yeah, folds up.
So one thing that I was surprised by that I guess I wasn't pit at the Eclipse show, but I was like, oh wow, that's like a really big and like steeply angled cornhole board. Were y'all like also kind of surprised by that?
Yeah, it's big. I feel like it's kind of like, you know, when you see a traffic light on the ground and it looks so much bigger than like it looks like when it's up. It was kind of like that, like right next to it. It's like, oh, this thing's gigantic. It's like larger than like a person.
Did either of you happen to get a good photo of the design on it?
Actually,
Must be a pretty
Yeah.
killer bootleg.
Like in the video, there might be a good freeze
Yeah, there's-
frame of it.
The
There's
Eclipse show had an even bigger cornhole board. It was huge because it had the whole Eclipse design on it.
yeah, I noticed. And then I think the Coachella one was just kind of like a normal.
Yeah,
Like I don't think there was a design on the Coachella one.
I don't think so either. Yeah, but
Probably
also
just,
like
rented one from somewhere.
shout out Josh Goldsmith. He made a shot at the Eclipse show from like 10 yards.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Shout
know you're
out Ezra
listening,
being like, I
Josh.
can't believe you made one.
is he the only one that has like actually made one? Because I know Paris
Yeah.
like threw one in from like right next to it, but
Only legitimate shot, yeah. Paris and Heather Gay both cheated. And then in Berkeley, a father made one that was very close, and Bayo helped out with some bass strumming. Evie, you were there. You saw it.
I was there. I think it also counts as cheating, but
Yeah.
I understand why for the children.
It was interference on Bayo's part. I would personally would give it to him.
Yeah. Defensive interference.
Yeah.
okay, I have what the cornhole looks like. It's like
It's like an old
Yeah.
prospector, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, it's got that little.
Ooh,
It's the
yeah.
little guy.
That's a pretty solid photo.
Oh, that's
Right.
cool.
Please send if you don't mind. So aside from that whole thing, two pretty good shows.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They were
Val,
great.
how many times have you seen Vampire now?
That was the fourth time. Was the like the third and the fourth.
How do those two rank compared to the other two?
It's
You've seen
so
3
hard.
legendary shows.
Yeah, it's so hard because all of the shows I've seen have been so like insanely legendary. Like I saw Indianapolis Father of the Bride, and that even though it's funny, like thinking back, even though that one was, even though like I've been on stage for Cocaine Cowboys and then saw 2 Montana shows in a row and the Eclipse show, I feel like Indianapolis Father of the Bride, even though I was way back in the lawn and the people I went with were okay, it was like the crowd was, the crowd itself was cool. My crowd wasn't as cool, but even with all of that, that's probably the best I've seen them. The most fun I've had, just because it was like, I don't know, it was my first time seeing them, and I had listened to them for so long, and I just like dance cried the whole time. And I feel like you can only see them for the first time once, and so that one's really special to me. But I don't know, they were all amazing. Club show was great. And like these 2 Montana shows were amazing because I had people and I loved all the people I was with, and like you guys are all amazing, and Holly and Rachel, and like everybody's so cool. So like I'm so excited for the next however many I'm going to as well. I don't know, it's just great.
St. Louis, 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, I'm nervous though about that one because I think it's gonna be so hot. We're gonna be kind of. I've heard people like pass out all the time at that one.
It's covered. The whole venue is outdoor but covered, so that's nice.
Yeah, but I feel like I've read about it. I've read that it can get very, very hot and humid inside.
Yeah.
Because it's covered, it kind of like sits, all the heat and humidity and humidity kind of like sits in there. So hydrate. Definitely hydrate before that one.
I survived Saturday in Montana. I can survive anything.
Barely.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah. But I did. Not everybody did.
Yeah. The matinee show for that Sunday from Montana, I felt like I was, I don't know, like I was next to you and Yvie and Holly, and I know Holly said that she was kind of like making sure I was okay, because there were points where I was holding onto the barricade like, am I gonna pass out? I really hope not. So yeah, I had to sit down. I had to like kind of sit down at one point. Like I was like, like, which song do I sit down for? and like eat a little snack because I'm like not doing well right now. But then I was fine. So.
Yeah, the sun was brutal.
It was. It was dry. I feel like the air quality was kind of low too, a little bit.
I saw on Reddit that you said there's something special about Indianapolis shows. Are you gonna go to Indianapolis in September?
I want to. It's so fun. I just came back from there. I was there for a wedding this week, like on Tuesday, and I just flew back. And I'm like, this is an hour-and-a-half flight. It's not that bad. It's not super expensive. I'm sure the tickets will be not super expensive either.
They aren't.
So I'm highly considering. And it's on a weekend too, which is nice. I don't have to take off work. So
I think I'm going to do
I'll be there, so you should go.
You're going to Indy?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to Cincinnati and Indy because it's Friday, Saturday, short drive.
Nice.
I think I'll be at Cincinnati too.
Hell yeah.
Well, guess that's that.
Yeah. Twist your arm, Alexander.
Yeah. I bought my tickets for Minneapolis today. If you are thinking about going, my floor ticket for Wednesday, which it is during the week, but my floor ticket for Wednesday was, I think, $13.
What?
Yeah. I can check. Hang on.
I feel like for that I could just fly in for the show and fly back out, like $13. Holy crap.
Yeah, it was a $7 ticket and then $9.50 in fees and then $150 in tax. So $18 total. Yeah.
That's insanity. I thought Montana was cheap.
Yeah. The Tuesday ticket weirdly is like kind of markedly more expensive.
I think they added the second show, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
After the first one sold out.
Sorry, I am currently dog
it's kind of like no, these again.
These three share a brain cell, and it's also 4th of July, and they're unhappy.
Yeah.
So
that makes
give
sense.
me 2 seconds.
Fair. Yvie, have I convinced you to go to St. Louis yet?
I think so.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't take much convincing these days, but I'm pretty sure because it's an easy drive from me. So it's
Exactly.
like I can just go home at night. I don't have to like find a place to stay or anything.
Yeah.
So I just have to like take off work because I haven't taken off work for Chicago the next day. I was gonna work that Friday, but I was like, I don't think I should anymore. So
No.
yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How many shows have you now been to?
I think 13, 13 or 14.
Damn. Amazing.
And how does Montana rank?
I think venue and views probably the best.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know, it was a lot of fun. Like I just like I feel like I meet more people every time I go to shows, and so the crew just gets like bigger and bigger, and it's so much easier to like go to shows and be in the pit when you have friends there and you don't have to be like saving your own spot and stuff. So it was nice. I feel like too, like it being two shows, like we were like more prepared the second day of like making sure we had our water and sunscreen and stuff like that. So it was a good vibe. Obviously the shows were really good. The set list, no complaints, good vibes all around.
Is there a song you haven't heard yet that you still want to hear? I mean, obviously the answer is going to be yes, but which one?
I don't know. Um, Not really.
Damn.
I
All
feel
right.
like, yeah, I know. I feel like they play. I've heard most of the songs that I've like wanted to hear. Um, Nothing comes to the top of my head.
Fair enough. Yvie is satisfied, but she's going to more shows.
I'm going to my shows strictly for the request zone. Yeah, and Cocaine Cowboys.
I recently made like a spreadsheet of every like all the show like the shows I've been to and like each of their set lists and then like which album each are from and like which ones I have heard and which ones I haven't heard, which ones I've heard like multiple times. Because I've become obsessed. And uh yeah, it's I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like I figured out like exactly what songs that I haven't heard yet that I like really want to hear and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like manifest those kind of like I manifested the Cocaine Cowboys thing somehow. It'll happen. I'm gonna hear I think you're a Contra live. I'm
Yeah,
gonna hear it. It's gonna happen.
you need to.
And
What are the
my
others?
so I think you're Contra, both California Englishes. I
Yeah.
want to hear those. Taxi Cab, Giant. I'm a big Contra fan, so like haven't heard nearly enough Contra. Um
Good
and
luck
then
on Taxi Cab. I'll tell you.
yeah, I know.
Twice in 15 years.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it
Yeah.
so much.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. But then I'd love to hear Everlasting Arms would be cool. I want to hear Rich Man. I want to hear Rich Man. And The Surfer is the last one I need from Agua. So I've heard that one's really good live.
Yvie.
I don't love the Surfer, but I like live music. And when I'm there, I'm not having a bad time. I'm not hating it. So that's what I have to say.
Joining winter with the only pod surfer hate.
I'm not a hater, guys.
It's
just like not my favorite.
I saw Freezer was like, comment below your favorite and least favorite tracks from Agua, and it's like, so The Surfer is gonna be the second for everybody.
Yeah, I'm growing to love it. Actually, like I don't know. I at first it wasn't like it was bottom. It probably still is bottom for me just because all of the other ones are so strong and so good. But I do also like it's entering a place in my heart. So
10 songs.
Agree.
Yeah, and I feel like if I hear it live, it'll be even more.
Yeah, I think part of my disappointment or part of my lack of enjoyment of it is when I first saw the title, I was like, oh, that's going to be like a sick surf rock banger. And then not at all was it that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was telling you guys on the way to Montana that I didn't think that it was Ezra singing at first. Like when the first verse came in, his voice just sounded so deep that I was like, who is this person singing? Like, is it a feature that's not listed? Like, it just didn't sound like him in my headphones. And then, yeah, I don't know. Even now, I still listen to it. And I'm just like, it sounds like his voice is like deepened a lot more. I don't know if it is. It might just be the cadence of it, but it just doesn't even like sound like him at first.
Yeah, I also really want to hear it live.
Yeah.
It was maybe my only disappointment with Montana, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I'll still get to hear it for the first time live later, so that's pretty exciting.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that, and then also I don't know, regular Pravda.
Yeah.
But
I didn't hear a big difference between daytime Pravda and regular Pravda.
They're just like dreamier. Like instead of it being the I guess finger picking and the doo-doo-doo, which is my favorite part about the whole song. It was I feel like it was just kind of more like ethereal and like vibey. I don't know, hearing that like for sound check for how long was it? It was like, I don't know, it was like half hour of sound check. Less than Bambina, less than Grunge Bambina, but which still plays in my head like constantly because of how much we heard it.
We'll always have Bambina sound check.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like one thing I feel like because I don't know, I got a bunch of like shirt making materials because I just love making shirts now. But I'm like, I was thinking about different ideas for them, and one of the ideas was like, what was it, like hour and a half, or I don't know, what was it like 90-minute like Grunge Bambina sound check or something? I don't know, like
Felt
something
like
like that.
a long time.
Long ass time. And then we actually heard it like live, and it's just like, oh, there it is. And then the second day they played it again,
Yeah.
and I certainly like I think like when Ezra like day 2 when Ezra was saying like, oh, this is something we've been trying out, and then blah blah blah, and then as you say, I was like, Bambine. Like I just knew like what he was doing.
Yeah.
So.
The way he said it was almost like he knew those of us in the front row had heard it for 2 hours the day before.
Yep.
But it's funny that they sound check Bambina for 2 hours, but then they learn Sister of Pearl in like a day.
Yeah. Sound checked it once.
Mhm.
We got it. Jacob also pointed out on an unreleased episode, will be released before this one, but that they sound checked How Long, which I forgot about, and they didn't play it.
They did, yeah. I remember getting excited in the porta potty. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, yes.
Yeah. I remember getting that text or
Yeah.
the DM on
Yeah.
Instagram. Those.
I
It's like, oh
I
yeah,
also-
yeah, that's how I
Porta potty, I also had a moment up there. Thought the show was starting, had to rush out.
Yeah.
Montana. That guy sounded like Ezra in a porta potty. And then the second day I saw him, I was like, not really.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice venue. It was really cool.
Yeah. Let's see, Daytime Mary Boone, Daytime Pravda, Flower Moon Saturday Night, Bambina Grunge. We could throw in Ska Flower or Super Mario. What's your top new variation?
This is the hardest thing. This is the hardest
Top
question
2.
I've ever been asked in my life.
Say Daytime Mary Boone and Ska Flower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also Scott.
Is that not
forgot
one
about
of
that
the
one.
ones that you said?
I think it is, but I forgot Scottiman as well.
Okay.
All of the above. I don't know. It's so hard because, like, obviously, Pravda has my heart always favorite song. But like Grunge Bambina, I mean, even though we heard it for a million years, it's just so catchy. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know, Bambina. Like it gave me a new appreciation for Bambina, which I already loved. It's already like one of my absolute favorites, just in general, and on Father of the Bride. But I don't know, like it made me wish that I was listening to it. Like obviously, obviously we want, it'd be great to have these variations on actual like recordings. But that's the one that I'm really just like, man, I wish I could just listen to that one as an actual studio recording, or even just, any. I love it.
Same.
So fun.
Yeah. Also, like hearing it in the soundtrack for so long, and then when they played it, like I wasn't tired of it, and it didn't sound like the soundtrack exactly to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when they were playing it during soundcheck, I was like, okay, yeah, like I can get down with this. And then the show, I was like, oh hell yeah, like very like because like there's like the lawn and like the merch stand, like that whole like thing, kind of like blocking some of the sound, and then you're there like in front of it, you get the whole thing, and you're like, oh, this is fantastic.
I feel like I want to love the daytime Mary Boone, and I do love it. I feel like I am sad that no one did the Cotton Eye Joe, which is understandable. We were all packed in pretty tight, and like in the moment, you're not going to think about like doing the Cotton Eye Joe. I did it. I felt really stupid spinning around, and everyone was just kind of looking at me like, what the hell is this girl doing? Why is she spinning around in a circle? But
I respect your commitment.
Yeah, but I had a couple people that said like, I know I tried it, and the next show if they play it, I'm gonna do it. So I have hope that by the end of the tour it'll catch on and people will do it.
St. Louis Pit.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
Val, what shows are you going to for the rest of this year?
I am going to St. Louis, Chicago. I'm going to most likely Indianapolis. I mean, maybe Cincinnati now, if that's like, why not? If tickets are cheap enough. I'm going to my OGs, which were Philly, DC, and New York. Those were the original only ones other than the Eclipse show that I was going to. Of course, added on a bunch since then. So yeah, both DC shows in Philly, and then I still need to get my ticket for MSG Night 1, but I do have the matinee one. And then I got that like during the pre-sale too. It was pretty crazy.
Is it pit or like a seat?
It's a pit. Yeah. And then might go to the Austin show. I think that'd be fun. As kind of like a full circle. I love a full circle, so gotta do that. So we'll see. I've definitely run out of PTO at my job, but they're pretty good about letting me work remotely. So if I have to work while I'm waiting in line, so be it. I'll figure it out.
Dedication.
So, yeah.
Well, I will say, first of all, I'll see you at most of those. Also, for MSG, I think we're going to try to get like a group together to buy tickets together for both of the shows. Because Pit is just outrageous. It's like $250 resale.
Yeah. I had bought 2 tickets. I gave one of them I'm selling one of them to some guy from Instagram. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe he's cool. But I'm like, man, if I'd known I'd be making so many good friends, I would have just like held on to it and then give it to somebody. But yeah. But yeah.
Yvie, what's the rest of your schedule look like?
Every time you ask me this, it's like more and more.
All of them.
Now I'm going to St. Louis. Obviously Chicago. I kind of want to do like all the Ohio and Indianapolis ones. So we'll see
I'm
if
on
that
the
happens.
fence about Cleveland, so you convince me.
Probably. I was thinking we're going to Canada, but we'll see. And then probably like everything from Boston to New York. I'll just go to all those.
Hell yeah.
And then I was considering Nashville because you guys told me to. And then also Austin were again just like a full circle moment, and it's where
Coincidentally,
it's where
same
we
shape
met
as
everybody. Yeah.
being eclipsed by the moon.
Yeah. I'm leaving at the rising of the moon. I just got a line on. Well, my sister just got a free box for Nashville, so I have probably 2 free tickets that I think
I'll be
include pit
there.
access.
When is that one
October 11th.
again? Like the Parent Trap birthday. I don't know.
Exactly.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
deep on
I'll-
the Parent Trap lore also. Is that the original or the remake?
The remake. The original's kind of weird. I wasn't a fan of the original.
I don't think
I
I've
tried to
seen
watch
the
it.
original.
Didn't watch it.
Is there a new remake out now? Am I wrong about that?
There could be. We could make one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Me and
switch
Yvie could
places
be
with Yvie
the-
when she's
the
at shows
twins.
I'm not going to.
Yeah. Me and Val are gonna be the twins. Ever since we met, we've just done exactly we've lived the same life. And it's really great. Like, we didn't even plan out to be like matching cocaine cowboys. Like, I think Val messaged me like getting ready for shows, being like, I'm trying to plan my outfit. Like, I'm thinking like what'd you say? I think pretty much like a cunty cocaine cowboys vibe.
Yep.
And I was like, oh wait, like that's what I've been doing. I sent her a picture of my outfit, and it was like, wow, we're on the same page. And look at us, we're just thriving together. We're just meant to be.
Yep. We both have the same, like, we both use the same tote bag, like the one that Beth girl made from Texas, which I can't find her.
Dropped off
I
the face of the earth.
dropped off the face of the earth. I can't find her anywhere. Beth, if you're
Your
listening to
fairy
this,
godmother.
please find me. I need to thank you and tell you everything. I miss her. I'm gonna talk to her for like 5 minutes, but I miss her.
Did she make those by hand? Because they are insanely intricate.
No, I
It
think.
like it.
I think she used like a machine, like a one of those embroidery machines. Yeah.
Either way, seriously impressive bootleg. I was thinking about like at some point introducing like best in show for bootlegs for the swap meet. I think that one would have won for Austin. Alright, well, I think we could end it there. Thank you for joining. Yvie, always great to have you. Val, welcome for the first time. We'll have you back again soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Well, bye.
Yeah.